What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we're going to be talking about the mayhem that's going to be going on Tcgplayer. So without further ado, let's talk about it and get some nice kickbacks. So guys, if you want to help support the channel with no extra cost, please use the affiliate link down below. It costs you nothing to support the channel, and it's just a great way of doing it while you're checking out cards that you are always ready going to be paying for. So without further ado, let's get into it. I know for the Europe side, I kind of try to treat you guys with a market watch on this one, but because this one has to be a little more hyper focused on the kickback for the credit for Tcgplayer, we're just going to take a look here. So starting at 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the 10% cashback credit on all product purchase other than gift cards on TCG subscriber gets an additional 1 to 3% cash back depending on time of the program, up to 13 back. So if you upload, you get a nice valued time frame today for Tcgplayer. So yeah, if you guys know me, I really don't usually just do Tcgplayer, but I figured this one kind of had to focus on it. So guys, I am not a big person on pushing sealed product, but when you have good sales like this, I think it's actually a good kickback. 10% is like brings this down to 71 a little bit. Money does kind of kick back and let you have a little bit more, to be for future purchases. Like, that's value to me. I think being able to spend a little bit more right now, you get a good amount of product, and then boom, you're in a good spot. So yeah, so taking a look here, I think Release Special Booster 2.5 is actually pretty decent if you can hit some good cards across the board. I mean, being able to, the 2.5 and the 2.0 are probably one of the better sets if you're going to be buying sealed, just because the additional lucky pack that could give you a secret, which adds into more value for yourself. So, and just having 2 alternate arts with a secret hit in the boxes were always a lot more beneficial. And I think at the end of the day, that's what you kind of want to do. I mean, there are a lot of good alts in the set that kind of just fuel in. So this is one of those sealed products that, at the end of the day, you got Chaos Volger Arm, that's going to be a decent hit. You got Omnimon X, if you hit that, you get majority of your box back. You get an Oryukin mode. It's not much, but the alts do add up, and getting a couple of them is never terrible. And I think at the end of the day, you just have to weigh in what the promos are going to be worth to you, what value is worth to you. Because again, this is all up to what you're willing to spend. And again, I think 2.5 was one of the better sets, and it's going to go up because there is a lot of good support across the board. And eventually that support will lead into the game. And even if you grab 2.0, World Convergence at $66, I mean, getting it for $60 with that cash back, it's not bad. World Convergence was not bad for box toppers wise. Hitting the Gallimon, you definitely earn majority of your box back. You have Tai, Kamiya, and Gaiamon. That both of you hit those, you're in a good spot. You have Gallantmon in here. You have a lot of playables. Like, even just getting a reprint on Angelwomon Ace being a $6 card is not terrible. I mean, yes, you would probably want to do a lot more singles if you're only single hunting, but for the people that have a big crack this box itch, I think this is something you want to be looking at. Chain of Liberations. This is another big set that I'm not a huge fan on sealed, but hitting any of the high end on this, you basically made your cards back. And to be honest with you, just cards like Pyramidimon and Sukuyamon X definitely are hits that would help basically seed into the box. And even just hitting the limited foil cards sometimes will get you some decent cash leeway. And again, those are like cards you hold on for a bit, and then boom, you sell them when you can make some decent profit. Like Master Tyrannomon, that's a decent sell if you hit it, and it's only going to go up, so you just basically hold on to it until time is right to move it, because again, Dynamon's going to get more support. They're Liberator cards, and like Justimon X is something you hold on to for an alt and all that good stuff. So yeah, if it's up to you, it's up to you how you want to spend your money. I'm never going to say this is how you should spend it, but yeah, sealed product sometimes actually will hold some decent one. Like even just grabbing versus Royal Knights at $80, $90, not terrible, because again, if you hit the big boys in Royal Knights, like let's just take a look. Omnimon and Gallantmon are decent enough hits, but because of the ults that this has across the board, you'll fill in pretty comfortably. I think it's a decent enough buy if you're willing to spend the money. It's not the craziest buy I would do, but again, for the Royal Knights enthusiasts, you realize that the deck is super competitive and some players do need those cards. The Seed Apocalypse, another booster box that I think is pretty decent across the board. Their secrets right now, yes, the big secrets are like Metal Guru, and then you don't have much in there for everything else. It definitely toned down a lot, but Apocalypse is getting more support, which means it'll lead into hype. And once that hype shows off with the new Apocalypse, you're going to just be spending a lot of money for Apocalypse. Across time boosters are decent enough. I think 85 is a little pricey, but if players want to be spending money on booster boxes, I think this at least has a little bit more competitive range where it fills in a lot of the gaps that you will be looking for a lot of the competitive decks in the current format, because they mesh very well. So if you hit any of these are pretty decent enough. I wouldn't just say, high to low, but yeah, just taking a look across the board. You never know when this card's going to pop off, so grabbing that's not a terrible thing on the sale. So yeah, if you guys want to, this is up to you. Now, again, I was running through this, but let's get into the cards itself. Gallantmon, if you pick that up during the sale, this is actually going to refund you a little bit more. 18's about like $2, bringing you down to like $16, which isn't bad, especially if you guys are going to be spending money. It just helps out. Now, again, Gaiamon is something that you should be watching closely just in case, because you never know if Appley will get into the format, and then once it does, this card's going to spike. Now, Analog Youth, limited card. These are for the people that want alts, and this one's a good solid alt for you to get. 10s, it's not terrible. Now, again, we have Gaiamon, BT21. They're at 5s going down. Yeah, that's just how it's going to go. Mastemon, BT21 is, $6.45 starting to climb, going up to 9s. A good point for a lot of Mastemon fans. Destromon, definitely holding a little bit, but we get some $19 ones underneath here. You can snag those up. Now you have Elazamon alts. This is for the Owen deck and Medusamon deck. So yeah, if you guys want to be snagging these up, I would say probably snag this up just for future, because you never know how that Owen deck's going to end up with another Medusamon line. Flamedramon update pack. This one's not one I would scream to go grab right away, but if you can get this, if it pops in like at 45 today, I would snag it. But Flamedramon's decent enough if you guys are playing armors, but this is a card you just wait for. Venmon alternate arts from BT21, $13.78. Yeah, if you guys are playing Galacticmon, this is probably a good way of getting some of that refund back. Now you have Globemon alts, World Convergence, BT21. Like I said, $15 is not bad. 16s going up. Yeah, if you guys want to be building it, that's not a bad buy-in. Now Globemon regulars are at $2.38. Just something you should probably think about snagging up if Appley goes off eventually. War Greymon X rare pulls are at 42s going down. Gallantmon X antibody alts, Chain of Liberations is up to 54s, 56s. Again, this card is going to be meta relevant for a while. I mean, yeah, the deck is slowing down a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's a very powerhouse card. Gachimon alts, World Convergence, BT21s are at 13 going down. This is not bad pickup just for future. Puppetmon Ace alts, another card that's started to climb a little bit. Just be ready for this to bump more. Depends on how Wind Guardians are. I think we have a good setup, and the new support is definitely helping. Now, Emperor Greymon, this one is for the Greymon fanatics. We know this is going down a little bit, but it's probably a good pickup to pick up 1 to 2 just in case. Zephygamon rare pulls are at 28, 24s. Again, these are great times to pick these up. I think that's not a bad deal. I think if you guys are wanting to build, you know, flexing Zephygamon, this is a card you want to have. Mirais are at 60s. God, this thing scares me to living heck. I don't think this is a good buy at 60s, but yeah, it's just going to be there. Paildramons, BT16s are at the 20s, the 20. We got at least 20, 25s. They're still holding there, but that again, the deck is competitively viable, so you might want to be thinking about building it. Lucemon Chaos Mode, Inferno Section EX06. Just the Lucemon stuff in general, you should probably snag now. Liberators will have some sort of Lucemon support in the future, and you know what happens with Lucemon. Lucemon just does not stay low. Then you have Shadow Seraphimon Ace Release Special Booster 2.0. We're at $14 going down. Not terrible. Now, again, Cinderellamon finally cooling off a little bit. Nothing too crazy. Now you have Analog Man Event Pack 5 going down still. Not on buyout, though, guys. This thing is on buyout. If you guys are ready for Mugen support, this card is disappearing off the market. Digimon Winter card, $15 holding strong. Yeah. Duskmon alts are at 27. Saw a little bit of bump. I know this thing was a little more pricier, but yeah, it's good to see it come down a little bit more to 28. Heroes Resurgent Booster. Make sure you snag these up. I think if you guys are playing Gamamon, it is still a good local level deck. Octoriusmons are at $10 going down. Now, you do have Xmon alts down to 30s, which is good from that 35 point. It's good to just see that it has cooled off a little bit. Now, you do have Alphamon Oryuki Mode Ace is $3.75. Now, Sukuyamon X Antibody, like I said, this is another $6 card that you probably want to have in your arsenal. Now, Destromon release stamps are at 13s and climbing. Guys, if you are max raritying Galactic, this is a card you need. War Growlmon, just at $13 and climbing. This is a great card for the Megidramon pop deck and, you know, the Walking Dark Hole. Yeah. Now, you get Diaboromons are at 15s. We got a 15 runner here. I don't know if we can add these. We can. So if somebody's really want to get some Diaboromon older stuff, the 15s, there you're at. Raremon got bought out. Crazy. Senzorimon, Sanzorizamon alts. I recommend snagging this up. It's just because future support will cause this thing to climb. Close, same thing. She's gonna cause things to climb, so make sure you get your copies. Lanamon, Lamiamon, World Release Special Booster, release events from World Convergence, $3. I think this is a smart pickup if you guys are planning on max raritying the Medusamon deck. Nagasumi here alts from Blast Ace. We're cuffs being $12 and going down. Remember this thing being like $30? Yeah, now we're down to 12s. Yeah, the deck has fallen off fast. Kanos Wisemon alts, Cross Encounters BT10. We're at 10s to 16s. Alt Arata Sonata box toppers. Just be ready for this thing to be stupid. $10 to $11. Gilamon, just from Booster EX04. This thing's if you have this, you sell it because people are picking these up in the dollar range. Navimon release stamps are at $7.95 and going down. I would expect this to keep dipping. Lunamon alts, because we just saw in the manga, well, web novel thing, that it is appearing on there. So we're at $13 a pop. Make sure you're ready for this. Coronamon alts, $8 as well. I know people hate the Galaxy engine, but again, new support is coming. Looks like we're getting a better top end. Calling from Darkness, 22s to 23s. But all in all, guys, hopefully you pick up some goodies on Mayhem sale. If you guys are doing it, let me know down in the comments. Use the affiliate link down below. Help support the channel, no extra cost. But guys, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.